In this video, we will cover the setup and integration of Oracle Database 19c, Oracle Application Express, Apex 23.2, and Oracle REST Data Services, ORDS 23.4 for modern web application development. These tools are commonly used to build, deploy, and manage web applications in enterprise environments. The platform enables you to create web applications that interact with your data securely and efficiently. The setup involves three main software components. First, Oracle Database 19c serves as the backend database. This database is designed for reliability, scalability, and security. It stores all application data and enforces data integrity and access controls. Think of it as a secure repository for your information. Oracle Database 19c is widely adopted in enterprise settings for its performance and stability. The second component is Oracle Application Express, or Apex. In this guide, we use version 23.2. Apex is a web-based development environment included with Oracle Database. It allows rapid development of web applications using a low-code approach. You do not need advanced programming skills to use Apex. The interface is visual, supporting drag and drop functionality. You can assemble application screens by dragging and dropping components. This method is known as low-code development. It minimizes the amount of manual coding required. Apex can generate data-driven applications with dashboards and reports accessible via any web browser. Since Apex runs inside the database, it benefits from high performance and tight integration. To make Apex applications accessible to users, a web listener is required. Oracle REST Data Services, or ORDS, fulfills this role. This guide uses ORDS version 23.4. ORDS acts as a bridge between the Oracle database and the web. It enables HTTP and RESTful access to database resources. When a user accesses your application's URL, ORDS processes the request. ORDS retrieves data from Apex within the database and returns it to the user's browser. It provides a secure, high-performance web listener for your applications. ORDS ensures that database access over the web is managed and controlled. Together, these three components form a complete environment for web application development and deployment. Oracle Database 19c manages your data. Apex 23.2 provides the tools for building applications. ORDS 23.4 delivers those applications to users via the web. This tutorial will guide you through the installation and configuration of each component step by step. By following along, you will set up a working environment for developing and deploying your own web applications. Let's get started with the setup process. Before proceeding with installation, it is necessary to configure your environment according to Oracle's technical requirements. This step ensures all prerequisites are met and reduces the risk of installation errors. Confirm that your system meets the minimum hardware and software specifications. Begin by verifying hardware resources. A physical or virtual machine is required. Ensure the system has a minimum of 8 GB of RAM. Additional RAM is recommended for improved database performance. Confirm at least 50 GB of free disk space is available. This storage will be used for the database, Apex, ORDS, and application files. The processor should have at least 2 cores for a development environment. Next, identify and download the required software components. Oracle Database 19c is mandatory. Download the installation files from Oracle's official site. Select the version that matches your operating system, Windows or Linux. Download Oracle Apex version 23.2. Obtain the Apex zip file from the Oracle website. The download will be a single compressed archive. Download Oracle REST Data Services, ORDS, version 23.4. The ORDS package is available on the same download page as Apex. Install a Java Development Kit, JDK. ORDS requires Java. Verify the installation using the Java version command. Use JDK version 11 or 17 for compatibility. Confirm that you have the necessary user accounts and permissions. The installation process requires an operating system user with administrative privileges. Administrative rights are needed to install Oracle database and execute required scripts. Within Oracle database, access as the SYS user is required. The SYS user has full administrative privileges in the database. The SYS user password is set during Oracle database installation. Record and securely store this password for future administrative tasks. Use a password manager or secure method to retain this credential. The SYS account is essential for database management and security. Confirm that Oracle Database 19c is installed and operational. This guide assumes a functional database instance is present. The database should be open and accessible for connections. Test connectivity using CQL Plus or SQL Developer. Verify the status of the database listener process. The listener must be active to accept incoming connections. If the listener is not running, remote connections will fail. After confirming hardware, software, user permissions, and database status, you are ready to proceed with the Apex installation process. Begin by downloading the Oracle Application Express or Apex version 23.2 software package. Open a web browser and navigate to the official Oracle Apex download page at apex.oracle.com/download. Alternatively, use a search engine and enter the query, Download Oracle Apex. On the download page, locate the list of available versions. Select the latest version, which is 23.2, and click the download link. The download will provide a compressed file named apex.23.2 zip. Save apex.23.2 zip to a known location, such as your downloads folder or a dedicated installation directory. After the download completes, extract the contents of apex.23.2 zip using your operating system's extraction tool or a third-party utility. Create a target directory for the extracted files. On Windows, use C OSAP's Oracle's Apex. On Linux, use U01 app Oracle Apex. This ensures your Oracle software remains organized. Move apex to 23.2.zip into the newly created directory. Right-click the zip file and select Extract All or Unzip. This will generate an Apex folder within your target directory. Open the Apex folder. Confirm that it contains multiple files and subfolders. This is the full Apex 23.2 installation kit, including all scripts and resources required for installation or upgrade. Do not alter any files. The primary installation script is apexins.sql, which will be used to install Apex. Additional scripts are present for configuration and will be referenced in later steps. Review the directory structure to familiarize yourself with the contents, but focus on the Apex folder for now. Next, open a command prompt on Windows or a terminal window on Linux. This will be used to execute installation commands. On Windows, search for CMD in the Start menu. On Linux, launch the terminal application. Use the cd command to navigate to the Apex directory. For example, on Windows, cd c cha sape oracle ja apex apex. On Linux, cd chograls oil1 app by oracle circas apex or apex. But confirm that your current working directory is set to the Apex folder. This ensures you can run the installation scripts without issues. Let's dive into the technical steps for installing Apex 23.2 on your Oracle database. The installation requires running a set of SQL scripts directly in your Oracle database environment. These scripts will create all the necessary database objects for Apex, including schemas, tables, packages, and views. To execute these scripts, you will use SQL+, the command line interface for Oracle database. SQL+ is included with your Oracle database installation. Make sure you have access to the SQL+ utility. Open your command prompt or terminal and navigate to the Apex directory where you extracted the Apex installation files. It's critical that your current directory is set to the Apex folder so the scripts can locate all required files. Connect to your Oracle database as the SYS user with DBA privileges. In your terminal, start SQL+ and connect using the following command: SQL+, authchars as SISDBA. This connects you locally as the SYS user. If connecting remotely or with a specific service, use SQL+, SIS on your sys password, E on your DB as SISDBA. Once connected, or your prompt will display SQL. This means you are ready to execute commands. Now, run the main installation script for Apex. The script is named apexins.sql. This script manages the entire Apex installation process. At the SQL prompt, enter the following command: apexins.sql sysaux temp I. Here's what each parameter means. iapexins SQL runs the installation script. The next parameters specify table spaces and directories. sysaux main table space for the Apex schema. sysaux also used for the Apex files schema. Temp, the temporary table space. I, the virtual directory for Apex images. These are the recommended values for most installations. Press enter to start the installation. The script will begin executing and you'll see output scrolling as objects are created. Thousands of database objects will be created during this process. The installation can take between 15 and 45 minutes depending on your system. Be patient and do not interrupt the process. Let the script run to completion. When the script finishes, you'll see the SQL prompt again. This means the installation is complete. Carefully review the output for any error messages, especially those starting with ORA. If there are no ORA errors, your Apex 23.2 installation was successful. With the core Apex installation complete, let's move on to the technical configuration within your Oracle database. We'll cover essential post-installation settings, including user configuration, security, and troubleshooting common issues. First, ensure your administrative user for Apex is set up and that security settings are properly configured. Confirm you are connected as the SYS user in SQL+. If not, reconnect as SYS as SISDBA. This is crucial for executing privilege configuration commands. Begin by setting up the main Apex administrator account, which is required for accessing the Apex Builder and managing workspaces. This account is your entry point for all Apex development and administration tasks. Navigate to the Apex folder and locate the script needed for password configuration. The script you'll use is apexhpwd.sql. Run this script to set or change the Apex admin user password. At the SQL prompt, type apexchpdd.sql and press enter. You'll be prompted to enter a new password. If you encounter an ORA 28221 error, ensure your password meets Oracle's complexity requirements. Use a strong password, at least 8 characters with uppercase, lowercase, numbers, and symbols. Enter the password twice to confirm. If you get a mismatch error, retype carefully. Store this password securely. Losing it will require a reset via SQL+. Next, verify and configure the Apex public user and Apex listener accounts. which are essential for Apex and ORDS operation. These users must be unlocked and assigned strong passwords. Apex public user is used by ORDS to serve Apex pages. If you see connection errors in ORDS, check this account's status and password. Apex listener is used for internal Apex processes. Unlock and set its password as well. To unlock these accounts, use the alter user command. If you get ORA 28000, the account's locked, run the unlock command again in SQL type, alter user, Apex public user account unlock, and press enter. Then set the password, alter user, Apex public user identified by your new password. Replace your new password with a secure value. If you see ORA 00922, check for typos or missing semicolons. Always use strong, unique passwords for each account. Repeat the unlock and password set commands for Apex Listener, alter user, Apex Listener. Account unlock, alter user. Apex Listener identified by another password. Again, use a strong password. Use a password manager to keep track of these credentials. If you forget, you can reset them with the same commands. Now, let's look at Apex Listener files, which are crucial for connecting Apex to your database and web server. These files define how the Apex Listener, or ORDS, interacts with your environment. A typical file is apex.listener.com. Here's an example of its contents. Another important file is ORDS params.properties, used by ORDS to manage deployment settings. For example, edit these files to match your environment, ensuring all credentials and connection details are accurate. Save your changes before starting or restarting the listener or ORDS service. After updating the listener files, start or restart ORDS to apply the new configuration. If you encounter connection issues, double-check these files for typos or incorrect values. These passwords are required for ORDS configuration. If ORDS fails to connect, double-check these settings. Once all accounts are configured and unlocked, your Apex instance is technically ready from the database side. Exit SQL Plus by typing exit. If you encounter session errors, ensure all commands completed successfully. The technical database configuration for Apex is now complete. If you run into issues, review the logs and Oracle documentation for troubleshooting tips. With Oracle Apex installed and configured in your database, the next technical step is to set up the web listener using Oracle REST Data Services, or ORDS. ORDS acts as the bridge between your web browser and the Oracle database, enabling RESTful web services and Apex access. To begin, download the ORDS software package. Navigate to the Oracle website where you previously downloaded Apex. On the same page, locate the download link for Oracle REST Data Services. Download the latest version, which is 23.4, as a zip file. The file will be named something like ORDS 23.4.0 zip. Save this zip file in the same directory as your Apex zip file for better organization. Once the download completes, prepare the ORDS files for installation. Create a dedicated folder for ORDS configuration and extract the contents of the zip file. Keep the configuration folder separate from the software folder for clarity and maintainability. On Windows, create a configuration directory using the following command in command prompt: mkdir c.appsorkel ords config. On Linux, use mkdir p u01 app to oracle or ords config. This folder will store all ORDS generated configuration files. Next, create a folder for the ORDS software itself. For example, on Windows, mkdir c apps oracle ords, or on Linux, mkdir p u01 app to oracle ords. Extract the ORDS 23.4 zip file into the ORDS software folder you just created. After extraction, you'll see several files and subdirectories inside the ORDS folder. The key file is ords.war, which is the Java Web Archive for ORDS. This file contains the entire ORDS application. You'll also find a bin directory with executable scripts for running ORDs. The main command you'll use is, for example, to check the version, run ords version. This command is used for both installing and running ORDs. Add the bin directory to your system's path environment variable so you can run from any location. On Windows, you can do this by editing the path variable in System Properties. On Linux, add a line like this to your OR, export path u01 AP Oracle or ORDS bin. Before installing ORDS, ensure you have a Java Development Kit, JDK, installed. ORDS requires a JDK to run. Oracle recommends JDK version 11 or 17. Download the appropriate JDK from Oracle's website or use OpenJDK. For Oracle JDK, visit the official Oracle download page. For OpenJDK, visit the OpenJDK website and select your OS and version. After installing the JDK, set the Java Home Environment variable to your JDK installation directory. On Windows, set Java, Home, and System Properties. On Linux, add to your export Java home .usr lib .jvm sa Java 11. OpenJDK. Test your Java installation by running Java version. This should display your installed JDK version, confirming your environment is ready for ORDS installation. Let's dive into the technical process of configuring Oracle REST Data Services, or ORDS, to serve your Apex applications. This configuration establishes the essential network link between your web server and the Oracle database hosting Apex. Begin by opening a new command prompt or terminal window. Navigate to your dedicated ORDS configuration directory, for example, by typing cdc:/app/oracle/ords_config. All configuration files, including network and connection settings, will be stored here for centralized management. Confirm you are in the correct directory before proceeding. Keeping configuration files organized is crucial for troubleshooting and future updates. ORDS will save all settings, including connection pools and network parameters, in this folder. Next, execute the interactive installation command. In your terminal, type java-jar c:/app/oracle/ords/ords.war install, replacing the path as needed. The installer will prompt you for the configuration directory location. Since you are already in the correct folder, simply press Enter to confirm. The wizard will then request database connection details to establish the network link. The first prompt is for the configuration directory location. Press Enter to use the current directory, then provide the database server hostname and listener port. Enter the database service name, which is required for network connectivity. You can retrieve your service name by connecting as SYS and running show parameter service _names. The default listener port is usually 1521, but confirm this matches your database configuration. Enter the privileged database user credentials, typically SYS, to allow ORDs to configure the database. This step ensures ORDS can create the necessary schemas and network access points. The installer will prompt for the Apex your public user password to configure the connection pool. You will also need to provide passwords for Apex Listener and Apex REST Public User. These users are required for secure RESTful web services and Apex application access. When prompted, confirm that you want ORDS to act as a web gateway for Apex. Double-check all network and user credentials before finalizing the setup. ORDS will now create the connection pools and save all configuration files. Once the process completes, you should see a confirmation message indicating a successful installation. Review the configuration summary to verify all network and database settings are correct. You are now ready to start the ORDS service and serve your Apex applications securely over the network. With the configuration files and network settings in place, your Apex environment is now accessible via ORDS. Congratulations! ORDS is configured and ready to serve your Apex apps. Open your web browser and test your Apex applications through the configured ORDS gateway. Despite following the installation guide, technical issues can arise. Let's address the most common installation errors, their causes, and precise troubleshooting steps. We'll walk through specific error messages and how to resolve them efficiently. A frequent error during Apex installation is ORA01922. Username, flows, files, conflicts with another user or role name. This occurs when running apexins.sql. This indicates a previous or incomplete Apex installation is present in your database. To resolve, you must fully remove the old Apex schema and objects. Connect as SYS and execute the apx remove.sql script from the Apex directory to clean up all related objects. Once removal is complete, rerun apexins.sql to perform a fresh installation. Database connectivity issues are also common during setup. If you see ORA12560 TNS protocol adapter error when connecting with SQL Plus as sides BA, it usually means the Oracle instance is not running or environment variables are misconfigured. First, verify that your Oracle database service is running and that Oracle Home and Oracle SID are set correctly. On Windows, open the Services panel and confirm the Oracle database service status is running. On Linux, use systemctl status or pseef core grep ppmon to check if the Oracle instance is active. In your command prompt, confirm Oracle Home and Oracle SID are set to the correct values for your Oracle installation. When configuring ORDS, a connection timed out error typically signals a network or listener configuration problem. Check your firewall settings and ensure the database listener is configured and accessible. Run lsnrctl status to verify the listener is up and listening on the expected port, usually 1521. If the listener is not running, start it with lsnrctl start and check for errors in the listener.ora file. Ensure port 1521 or your configured listener port is open on both the server and client firewalls. For testing, you can temporarily disable the firewall, but always re-enable it and add an exception for the listener port. Double check that the ORDS installer is provided with the correct hostname port and service name matching your database configuration. If you encounter a 404 not found error after starting ORDS and accessing the Apex login page, this usually means ORDS is not serving the Apex images directory correctly. Check your ORDS configuration to ensure the images directory is correctly mapped. During ORDS setup, the installer should copy the Apex images from the database to a local directory. If this fails, static files will be missing. Symptoms include missing CSS or JavaScript and broken Apex pages. Manually copy the images folder from your Apex installation directory, such as c-app-ease oracle apex sapex images, to the ORDS configuration directory. After copying, restart ORDS. The Apex login page should now load with all resources, confirming the issue is resolved. Now that your Oracle database, Apex, and ORDS installations are complete, it's time to perform a series of technical tests to verify the environment is functioning as intended. Begin by preparing a checklist of key components to test: ORDS service startup, network connectivity, Apex, administration access, and Apex Builder login. Start by launching the ORDS web server and confirming it initializes without errors. Check for a successful network connection and ensure the Apex application loads in your browser. Let's walk through each verification step in detail. Open a command prompt or terminal window to begin testing the ORDS service. Confirm that ORDS is configured to run in standalone mode for your development environment. Open a new terminal session if needed. Navigate to the ORDS configuration directory such as c:\oracle/oracle/ords_config. Execute the command to start ORDS in standalone mode. Use the command java-jar c:\oracle/ords/ords.war standalone. Verify the file path to ords. .war is correct to avoid startup errors. Confirm that the server starts successfully and displays a server started message. Ensure the terminal indicates the server is listening on port 8080, the default HTTP port. Review the command prompt for any error or warning messages during startup. Next, open a web browser to test web access to Apex. Enter the URL for the Apex Administration Services page. In the address bar, type http localhost 8080 ORDS and press enter. The expected outcome is the display of the Apex login page. The page should prompt for a username and password. After logging in, verify access to the Apex Administration dashboard and confirm all expected settings are available. Next, test the Apex Development Environment login. Note the URL is slightly different for the builder environment. Enter http://localhost 8080 ords.apex in your browser. The Apex Builder login page should appear. Enter admin as the username. Enter the password you set during the hpud.sqi script execution. Click Sign In and verify successful authentication. The expected result is access to the Apex Builder dashboard, confirming the environment is operational. If all steps succeed, your technical testing is complete and your Apex environment is verified. You can now proceed to create workspaces and begin developing applications, confident your setup is fully functional.